We are so many things. And today I have a question, a lot of questions today. Why are we so tired of turkey already? Most of us. I think there's a reason. And it's why we get tired and bored with so many things. Like, oh, we just have to have that new car. And then 3 months later, it's like, oh man, this thing's dollaring me to death. I gotta take it in and get started. Physical things, food, it's necessary for our fuel, but food and possessions, they don't feed our souls. The thing that we appreciate about this time of year, about this week that we just went through, was our feelings. The value we found in nurturing our relationships with our families and friends, the getting together, those periods of time when we really were focused on gratitude, being thankful, appreciating, having compassion and caring for people. That's what feeds us. The other stuff is just fuel. So as we continue this month and a half of celebration, shall we call it, let's remember to be aware that the value of this holiday season isn't in the stuff. It's in our feelings. It's in our thoughts. It's in being together with the rest of humanity and all life. And so it is.
Good morning. This week or a week or so ago, I was at a concert and they had a reading that sounded, you can never trust what you hear on the internet, right? And it sounded like somebody had taken something and really modernized it, but it spoke to me. And it was by Rumi. And Rumi was a 13th century poet, lived 66 years, 800 years ago. That's pretty freaking amazing. And this touched me. Pat did some good meditations last week about kind of getting into our heart, and I wish we had that better recorded so that we could repeat it because it was amazing. But here's the poem. Don't worry about saving these songs. If one of our instruments breaks, it doesn't matter. We have fallen into the place where everything is music. The strumming and the flute notes rise into the atmosphere, and even if the whole world's harp should burn up, there will still be hidden instruments playing. So the candle flickers and goes out. We have a piece of flint and a spark. This singing art is sea foam. The graceful movements come from a pearl somewhere on the ocean floor. Poems reach up like spindrift and the edge of driftwood along the beach, wanting. They derive from a slow and powerful root that we can't see. Stop the words now. Open the window in the center of your chest and let the spirit fly in and out.
We should just ponder that for a while. Thank you very much, Sabrina. Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Did everybody have a lovely week? All things considered, and there may be a lot to consider. So anyway, I'm glad you're all here this morning. We got a full crowd. Tomorrow evening.
Yeah, I actually just sent an email, so tomorrow night will be the last healing circle until February.
Okay,
Because it's gonna get too cold.
okay,
Just take a couple months off.
all right. Thursday, spiritual book study. Is it gonna be this Thursday?
This Thursday.
10 a.m. in the hall? Cool. And I might just mention that today might be a lovely day with the sun shining to hang up our sign for next Friday morning, ringing out danger. 9:30 be here, 9:35 the bell will ring. So, Wayne,
I intend to be here for that. I'd like to know if anyone else here intends to be as well. All right, good. We know we have sufficient then.
okay. I had something else I was going to talk about and be thankful for. Look at these flowers. Our Rumi poet this morning brought all of those for our season of celebration. So thank you very much, Sabrina. I wanted to thank Wayne for something, but I can't remember what it is. I just don't remember. Well, to make an announcement, please.
So the Robert Park Chorale will be performing on December 9th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon at Burton Recreational Center. It is free. We will have tickets to give you, suggesting a donation, but it is free and we would love to have you there. Runs about 3 to 5. There'll be an opportunity drawing of gifts and stuff, but it allows us to share beautiful music and some quirky stuff. Thank you.
That's December 9th, Sabrina?
December 9th at 3 p.m. at Burton Recreational Center.
That's where the last one was, where the, okay. Yes, Catherine.
I have a request. I would like everyone to hold a good thought today. My daughter is interviewing a nanny, and I really need her to get a nanny. I'm not sure how much longer I can do 5 days a week with those kids. Nanny today.
We will do that, Catherine. And also thank you, Catherine, for turning on the heat this morning. It's very comfortable in here and we appreciate it. Kelly.
I have a friend in Wisconsin who's in the hospital and could use some prayers.
All right.
Miss Doris.
You know what? There are several people who are undergoing, we'll say, suffering or challenges. Let's just take a couple minutes and send our light and our healing power and our energy out to those who might need it. The smallest flame in a dark room is the difference between night and day. And so it is. Thank you. And on today's potluck, if you just come over for free food and mostly for fellowship. Any other announcements? Are we sure? Bonnie?
I should have included this in our prayer for our people that are suffering right now, but our former manager, we knew her now, but her mother passed away on Thanksgiving Day. So, I just, maybe more.
Where you live, you
maybe
mean?
more silence or something.
Okay, and let's remember, Wayne sent out an email. Mike Gribble's dad passed away last Sunday, so if we have any time we might send Mike and Jen a little email or a phone message or a text or something. All right. Well, my dear friends, in this very room there is enough energy and power and light to light our world. Let's sing that together. Shall we stand up and sing in this very room?
In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away anything. For your spirit, my spirit, is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all of us. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all of us. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to shelter everything. Your spirit, my spirit, is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to reach to all of this earth. For spirit, my spirit, is in this very room.
And now we may greet each other in the traditional Church of the Oaks fashion.
The words in my music are different from the words she's singing. I have to get the words together.
Yeah, good, good. Hey, Michael?
No relatives, but I'm figuring out too. So we'll figure it out. Great.
How are you feeling about? Very tired? Take a nap.
What's this
Well, hello, Julie. Well, good. I'll talk later on this evening. Look at all the people, Michael.
I think I'll stop over for the Conway briefly.
There you go.
I have to get home to get my daughter. She's got to go to an appointment, but I have a few minutes. I'm gonna stop over.
5 minutes makes no difference. So you go. It's a little long. Well, so what do you think? You feel all full and bubbly and filled with energy and how about a big breathing in? Bring in all this energy. Let it fill you up. And then breathe out joy. And it'll spread everywhere. Look around the room this morning. Talk about abundance. Holiday weekend, I thought everybody'd be out seeing Aunt Matilda or somebody, and everybody's here. Yeah.
She went Dennis way.
Well, what's that?
She went Dennis way.
She did.
Remember that song?
Okay, I apologize for that. I didn't mean to take us in places where we didn't need to go. Let's read together our affirmation of abundance, please. Gratitude is the key to the realization and manifestation of abundance. May we ponder the wisdom moments. It's amazing what you learn when you actually sit down and talk with people. Last week I had wonderful talking and fellowship with a couple people after church. And in doing so, we're going to have something a little different today. Our practice today is going to be an offering by Charles Rubin, and followed by a prayer that Janie recited to me last week, and I said, oh, would you share that? She said, sure. So we have abundance within this family of all different kinds of energies and information. So let's sing together in the stillness of the silence as we prepare for these offerings.
97 in the week.
In the
Good morning. Well, you know, living in the world today can be pretty confusing, very complex. Seems we need a password for everything. And so we just, you know, we can't like just exist. We have to be official. We have to, everything has to be, you know, according to a rule, it seems. And so I don't know that many of us know who or what we're about. If you think about it, and I'm sure you have thought about it quite often, as to what your purpose is here on this earth plane. What exactly it is that you'd like to achieve. What is your purpose? So oftentimes we ascribe other identities. We'll come up with, I'm this, I'm that, you know. I saw an obituary recently, the person's name, and right after that it said PhD. So this was something very important to that person, obviously, who had died, but he had achieved that. And so I'd like to lead you on a little journey as to where you might be placing yourself in life. So if you will close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths and see yourself in a setting of your choice. It can be a park, it can be, you know, it can be Tahiti, wherever you wish, and see yourself sitting on a bench, and you're just, you know, you're very peaceful, and you open your eyes and you see in the distance somebody coming in your direction. You can't tell who it is right away, but as they get closer, you notice that this person, looks familiar, and it turns out that that person is you. The person sits across from you, and you're, feeling very comfortable seeing him or her. And the thing is that you are seeing the person maybe for the first time. Maybe for the first time. Seeing yourself for the first time, or after a certain period of time. And you're absolutely amazed at the way that person has survived, has actually lived through a number of crises, has come out of those crises, has been very brave, has been extraordinary, and you haven't realized this because you haven't really seen yourself in this way, in this role. And you know you really care for that person. And you feel so comfortable because you identified who you are. And so you go over to the person and you might hug or whatever, but you're you're in tune with yourself. That's the whole purpose of this. You love yourself, you know yourself, and those are the two things that we're here to do. Those are like our jobs. So you're able to have some identity as to your, you know, your true calling, your true being, so on and so forth. And that's it. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Jeannie, and I'm going to read a prayer. Can you all hear me, or am I speaking too loud? Okay. It's a prayer of intention for the heart, and I found it in a book, Letting Go of the Person You Used to Be. It's written by a Buddhist teacher. Okay. May my heart stay open and loving, even when I'm feeling hurt and frayed. May I learn to always include others in love's vast embrace. May my heart remain pure and kind amid the painful details and muck of life. May virtue and serenity belong to all, even my competitors and adversaries. May my brokenheartedness open my heart even further, like open heart surgery, and bring forth love and open-hearted compassion.
Charles, and much. I think it's so refreshing when we have new energies and new people participating. We all have something to share in this family, every single one of us, and it's valuable. All of it is. So thank you both. I thought of like 42 titles for the message today, and every one was a question. And so the title for the message this morning is simply questions, and it may be that next week and the week after. I'm going to ask, everybody have an order of service? Does everybody have one, their own copy? If they don't, raise your hand and you will be given one. And if you have a pen, fine. If you don't, Sabrina's walking around with pens. This is going to be a creative exercise for all of us. Piece of paper and a pen. I had no idea what Charles was going to talk about today, and turns out he spoke exactly about what I'm going to speak about. Just how that thing, what's it called, synergy maybe, something like that, spirit works that way. The first question I'm going to pose to all of us is, ask yourself, who am I and what am I? And you don't have to write anything down just yet. I'll give you an assignment about that in a moment. But I think to start this off, maybe we could do a little work together today and see see where we start and see where we finish. So I'm going to ask us first to start a sentence with I am, and then write down I am what. And do about 4 or 5 or 6 of those little statements. Just, if I were writing one, I'd say like, I'm a pretty decent guy, but I cuss too much. Just be honest and describe yourself. I am. Four or 5 or 6 or 10 statements. We won't be handing these in. You don't have to sign them. This is just a little exercise to kind of bring our awareness to a couple things. And when you're finished, if you'll just kind of look at me, and then I'll kind of know where we're at. You know, we all have opinions and perceptions about almost everything. But I think our opinion and perception of our own self is probably the most important. I love that book, James Allen's book, As a Man Thinketh. It's from back, I don't know, 1912 or something like that, 100 years old or more. But it's so profound in that the state of your life is a mirror image of the state of your thoughts, of the state of your way of thinking. And so often we want our situations or what's going on in our life to improve, and we will work at improving the condition of our life. We'll work overtime to get a newer car. We'll do whatever we can to get that bigger TV or bigger screen for our computer. Stuff. We work so hard to get stuff. But I wonder how hard do we work at improving our opinion of ourselves, improving what we share with the universe. Because inside we're all like perfect, P-U-R-F-I-K, perfect. Created just with everything we need to be a vibrant life form, creative, loving, caring. So I'm going to ask you to look at your sentences that you wrote now and ask yourself, are those sentences positive or negative? Are they complimentary, valuing, degrading? Go through each one. Is it a positive reflection, description of you? Does it show value, or does it kind of put yourself down? We all know old Mr. Gloom and Doom. No matter what you say, yeah, my life sucks. I can't get a break. And that's the affirmation they put into the universe every day. And I know people that email their gloom and doom to 100 people every day. How much energy are you putting out into the universe that you will affirm that tomorrow's going to be just like today because you told the whole world? Maybe you'd like to rewrite some of those things once you think about it. And like if I rewrote mine, let me see, what would I call myself? My example would read something like this. I'm a great person, and I'm working like crazy to remove the unattractive habits like cussing from my daily life so I can appear on the outside to be as great as I am on the inside. We are, folks. I watch you interact with each other. And if we need to do something, all we have to do is ask it. Everybody shows up. But when we ask, or when someone asks you about yourself, do you tell them how amazing you are, how loving, how caring you are, how patient you are? Or do you tell them that you got more wrinkles and your arm aches and your knee aches and your hip aches and how disgusting your life is? You know, we have so much power within us, so much good within us. You know, we can try what we talked about last week, our heart and brain cohesion. We can try that little meditation, try to calm ourselves down and get a little bit in harmony. And when we're given our 30-second elevator speech about ourselves, why would we degrade ourselves? Why would we offer the junk that we ought to be maybe working on trying to improve? I think we're going to ask a lot of questions of ourselves over the next couple weeks. And it's our perception of our lifestyle, our perception of who we are and what we are, and how we verbalize that, how we articulate that, how we demonstrate that to the universe is the energy we're putting out. And it's our choice. We can be old Mr. Gloom and Doom, or we can be bubbly and happy. And I saw Sherry Buonaguidi a little while ago. She went down to LA, and I was talking with her, and that young lady has gone through a lot of stress over the last couple of years with Maury's health condition and in his passing. And still, I meet very few people who smile all the time. And Sherry smiles and has positive things to say all the time. That's amazing that somebody could be going through that much stuff and be smiling and be positive in what they articulate, what the words they speak into the universe. Made me stop and think, ooh, wonder, I think that sometimes I'm a lot of gloom and doom. And how I could spend some more time polishing myself up a little bit, letting what's on the inside be what shows on the outside. And I think all of us might be that way. We're starting a season that we're going to be in contact with a lot of people. And our presence when we walk in the room, what kind of energy are we going to pass on to them? That aura that I spoke about last week, that magnetic force that's around us 15, 20 feet out from our body, what's that going to feel like to people? Are they going to want to smile and say, I like being around that person. Person smiles, engaging. I know people who engage in conversations so well. Vivian was a person who engaged. I'm not a very good engager. I don't know, maybe I'm just too happy to hear my own lips flap. I don't know. But we have so many opportunities, especially now, this time of year, when people are feeling a little pushed, they have a little challenged for all the different reasons that we have challenged this during the holidays. Our presence when we walk into a room makes a difference, my friends. It does. When we walk into the room thinking, I've had a crummy day. I don't even know why I'm here. Oh, you should stay home then. Nobody wants to have that kind of energy. When we turn to our families, this room, this community, we have the expectation and the hope to be uplifted, not beaten down. All we have to do to be beaten down is to turn on the television, listen to the news. But our community, our brothers and sisters, going through the same journey down the bumpy roads of life, that's where we get our strength from. That's where we get our encouragement and our nurturing from. So I hope that we can all kind of rewrite those sentences or edit those sentences that we described ourselves with. And not only change the sentence to be more positive, but think about what we're projecting. Well, how are we describing ourselves in our words, in our actions, in our energy as we interact with each other? Especially this time of year. A lot of challenge. Financial challenges. Sometimes we have to hang out with those genetic families we're part of that can be very, very challenging just to be in the same room. We all have that. But maybe those challenges wouldn't be so great if we walked in the room with our best selves, our higher selves, creating the aura. Instead of, there's that jerk, I gotta listen to that dude for an hour. Maybe walk in that room like, I'm a light. I'm joy. I'm acceptance. I'm forgiveness. And I love you. I love you. What a difference that might make. But then again, that's all up to each one of us. We all have the opportunity and the privilege to share our higher selves, or not. Can you imagine what would be different if we walked into the bank on a Friday with a big long line? If we smiled at everybody instead of, I gotta wait in line and I don't have time. Wouldn't it be different standing in line at Safeway if we smiled and had complimentary things to say? And we actually were in the joy of the season, instead of aggravated because we gotta wait so long. We have a lot of choices in the coming days. We're getting ready to start a brand new year. Maybe if we start now, just starting with our own perception of ourselves. Start working on that now. That 5 weeks from now or 4 weeks from now, whatever it is, when we have our burning bowl, what would happen if you had nothing to burn? You'd already made some changes in your life. You'd already released the stuff that wasn't serving you well. I wonder what that'd be like. I know I start every New Year's thinking, oh, I could work on that, and I could work on that, and let go of that. Like, what if we started that process now? Maybe by Burning Bowl Sunday, there'd be nothing to burn. I think that'd be amazing. And we can do that. We have the power, we have the intelligence, the wisdom, and the desire. I think that's the catcher. We have to be aware that this is what we want to see change in our life. I got a lot of good stuff inside of me. Why not kind of let it show? Why not let people see that good side of me instead of that angry side or that unaccepting side? Lots of questions, folks. I encourage you to question and question and question. That's the only way you ever get out of the sheep pasture, is to ask questions. Search for answers. We just celebrated a week and a day of giving thanks, gratitude. We gave gratitude for our abundance and our friends and our family. Today, may we just take a moment, maybe close our eyes and have a feeling of gratitude and thanksgiving for the amazing being that each one of us is. And imagine what it would be like if the whole world knew how amazing we truly are. It can happen. It truly can. And so it is. Let's stand up and sing Imagine. And imagine if the whole world knew how amazing you are. May